What's up, YouTube? So I'm recording this really quickly while my wife and my baby are sleeping. I have a new child. That's a fun update. Anyway, a lot of people were requesting the deck list for the deck that I call Charity Heroes, that I ended up winning my last locals that I went to. I went 4-0 with the deck. I don't think it's like perfect yet, but I do think the concept is very strong and could be a different way that you could play Hero Beat going forward. So without further ado, here's the deck list. So let's start with the main cards. It's a very small monster lineup. First you have, of course, Stratos. Any hero deck is going to run Stratos. He's the best card in the deck. Just one of, because you can't run more than one. Then we're running triple Neos Alias, Heart and Soul of Hero Beat. Pretty self-explanatory. Works with Gemini Spark and Hero Blast. So that's why you're running 3. But now here's where it gets a little bit spicy. The other 2 heroes that you're running that are monsters you're actually going to normal summon are 2 Elemental Hero Voltic. So the card that I run that is the namesake of the deck, Common Charity, which we'll talk about later, turns on Elemental Hero Voltic to become a very powerful, humongous swing in your favor with big beaters and stuff. I like him at 2 because sometimes he gets banished or gets dealt with, and you just need more options in this deck for monsters that can provide value. His effect is, if you don't know what his effect is, it's that when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon one of your removed from play Elemental Hero monsters. And that means that a lot of decks that run Bottomless, Caius and stuff, you can end up special summoning back these heroes as well. But it's cool because you can special summon these 2 other heroes that you end up banishing on your own. So the 2 heroes that you banish on your own are Sparkman and Neos. The reason why we run Sparkman is because sometimes these guys can be bricks, and we'd rather, as much as I would love to run double Neos, because Neos is a much bigger beat stick, Sparkman did come in clutch multiple times in the tournament run. You can even see it in the video, in the first round video. So just having a normal summonable body that also can be a Hero Blast target is pretty strong. So I think Sparkman is good to being your other one. But you only run, you only run 2 normal summons to work with Common Charity. And the logic is that you're actually able to successfully activate 3 Common Charities because you run a lot of Hero Blasts as well that can recycle these cards back to your hand, allowing for your 3rd Common Charity to activate. But I also think that late game, you're not going to see that 3rd Common Charity that often, so that play doesn't need to come up that often. But yeah, these 2 are just so freaking beautiful. I love the alt art of Sparkman. I think Sparkman is just an amazingly cool art. So that's the main monster lineup. We also run double Honest. Honest is amazing in this deck because it also works with Voltic, but it's obviously really good with Neos Alias. And it's just an amazing battle trap in this format. And then the last card we run is Gores. Because we run the Common Charity package, you can actually sometimes just set a Common Charity. They'll swing into what they think is like a back row. You'll chain the Common Charity and drop Gores. Gores is just really broken in this deck that has a lot of chainable cards. But we do end up siding it out when you side into Floodgates and stuff. So just 1 Gores, obviously. Now for the spells, we run a simple triple E emergency call. We don't run Rhoda. We don't need the Rhoda. And the reason why I don't run 2 and 1 Rhoda is because I want the ability to search Neos, and I don't side Warriors in the side deck. So I don't need the Rhoda at all. But the triple E emergency call is very good in this deck. Very consistent. Triple Gemini Spark. We're running, this is still Hero Beat. Gemini Spark is really good in this format. I think it's one of the best cards. And if there were better Geminis, you'd see this card more often. The last spells are Heavy Storm, MST. We're not running Brain Control. We don't have any ways to convert it. No Book of Moons and stuff. We have better traps. So now for the traps, we got triple Common Charity. This is the Heart and Soul of the deck. If you see this, you can draw 2, banish a normal monster. So you end up banishing either Sparkman or Neos. 99% of the time it's Neos. And then with the Voltic combo, you can swing with Voltic, special summon Neos. That's 3,500 on the board. And that's really fun and just super cool having a big beater boy like Neos. And then it also makes your Hero Blast really big when he comes out. So Common Charity just makes the deck super consistent. You're able to see a lot of traps. You're also able to play around like Heavy Storm pretty well. If you have a Common Charity set back there, you can set like a real trap and Common Charity, the Heavy Storm, and now you're just neutraled out versus minusing. So yeah, I like Common Charity a lot. And this deck can facilitate it the best. So unlike most Hero Beat decks, we're running triple Hero Blast because we run a lot of normal monsters that you do want to get back to your hand if you want to get your common charities live again. So that's why I think Triple Hero Blast is a necessity. And also, you're not running a really high monster count, so just seeing your monsters again is a big deal. So yeah, Hero Blast, untargetable popping is just kind of nuts. Just generic traps, we run double bottomless and triple D prison. Just staple traps. You're running hero beat stun, so no reason. I don't think I need an explanation for those cards. They're pretty much staples. Triple compulse. Compulse is also just an insanely good starter in this deck because if you open up E-Call or Stratos, you can summon Stratos, set the compulse, bounce back the Stratos, add a different card, and just have like your full engine live. You either have the hero beat engine on or you have the common charity engine on, but you're gonna get both live immediately. And compulse is just really good for outing some of the problem monsters that you can't really deal with, like bigger beaters, like Vayu Turbo type stuff or Synchros and stuff. So yeah, I really like triple compulse in this particular deck, and it's a good side out if you don't need it for specific matchups. Double Dust Tornado, you just want to have just better traps that you can chain and just be good. I just think Dust is just good in this deck. I don't know how to explain it. It's a stun deck. You just want to deal with other BS back rows like Regeki Breaks and stuff and end phase. Yeah, Double Dust was good this tournament. Double Dust was great. And then just the one-ofs. Torrential, Mirror Force, Solemn Judgment, Trap Dust Shoot, and a Starlight Road. I think these are all pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to go into too much detail with these. So, 40 cards. That is the main deck. The extra deck is not really that important, but we do have these cool Team Starlight tokens. Those are really beautiful. You don't really have ways to get into these outside of Super Poly. So these are just like Super Poly targets, Prisma targets. This helps you drop Neos. This helps you send Neos with Prisma, and this helps you send Cyber Dragon with Prisma. And then just you can fill up the extra deck with generic synchros in case you end up, I don't know, some creature swaps a tuner your way, but you definitely need double Stardust. My other Stardust is in my Gigavise deck that I'm letting Albert, one of our Team Starlight members, borrow, but otherwise, like, you don't really need anything but Stardust Dragons for the Starlight Roads. Now, on to the side deck. For the monsters, we run double Kaiku. It's a stun deck. Double Fossil Dyna. These are like the stun. Depending on what kind of matchup you're up against, these are going to help you win the games. You have the ability to protect the castle with either or. I think that's pretty standard. So yeah. I do run a Prisma on the side because I do run double Cyber Dragon. And the Prisma actually doubles up as a way to send normal monsters to the grave in the machine matchups as well. But yeah, I just think running essentially triple Cyber Dragon and a searchable Cyber Dragon is nice against Machinas, which can be a bit of an annoying matchup to deal with. Then I actually side Skyscraper and Elemental Hero Captain Gold. I side this in against matchups like Titanial and stuff, which I actually ended up running into. I ran into an Amaryllis deck, and I sided this in because it's a way to out Titanial cleanly. All your monsters can basically run it over when you have this out, so I think that's really cool. And it's just a searchable out to it. It's also good against field spell decks that are trying to be even more stunny, or like Gear Town type decks or Necro Valley type decks. So yeah, I don't know, I just always, when I play Hero Beat, I kind of love having Captain Gold Skyscraper as a side deck option. So then I run double Super Poly. I was kind of expecting a lot of frogs or even other heroes. It didn't really come up, but in theory, it could be really broken. And then the Floodgates, double Oppression, double Skill Drain. Oppression is really fun in this deck because it doesn't affect Voltic, so that makes it even more busted. You could actually arguably main deck it if you wanted to. And then Skill Drain, it's Hero Beat. If you do run Skill Drain, you probably cut like one or two of the Voltics, or you even change your entire common charity package, but Skill Drain just beats a lot of decks by itself, so yeah. And that's the deck. So essentially, the combo is as simple as Common Charity. You're going to banish a Neos by drawing 2 cards, and then you'll summon out Voltic into like a cleared board after they've used a lot of the resources on your aliases and Stratos and stuff. Swing for 35, and if you want to see that in action, we have a couple replays that we'll link after this video that showcase this deck in action, especially this cool Wombo combo that we had. So that's Charity Heroes. If you like it, let me know in the comments down below. And please innovate on this. I don't think it's at all perfect. I don't think it's at all perfected, but I do think there's something really spicy about the use of Common Charity. So I put my money where my mouth is. I talked about this in the underrated cards video that we talked about. And yeah, I do genuinely believe it's underrated. I think Allure of Darkness is a broken card, and this is one of the decks that can abuse it. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye!